I remember when I was a young kid, I used to get upset when I saw the most dangerous cities or states and my place wasn't mentioned in the top 10. Now looking back at it, why the hell was I upset that I wasn't surrounded by all these heathens? But the truth is, there's nowhere that's 100% safe. From the highs and the lows, every city, every place has its good and bad. Here are 5 of the most dangerous cities in 2023 at the time of this recording. The criteria considered when identifying the most dangerous cities are measured per every 100,000 people. 1. Violent crimes, which includes rape, homicide, robbery, and aggravated assault. 2. Property crimes, being burglary, larceny, theft, and theft. And 3. Total crimes, a combination of both violent and property crimes. So no, Chicago is not in the top 5 because the city has 2,600,000 people. That's a huge city, so the percentages compared to these is very small. Little Rock, Arkansas. When I first saw it high up on a list, I'm like, Little Rock? What's going on there? Well, apparently a lot is going on there to be number 5 on a list. I also remember when I was young watching the Little Rock documentary that came out in '94, so that kind of refreshed my memory a bit. According to Arkansas's own Bankroll Freddie, who is from Helena but also grew up in Little Rock, he knows what the city is about. In some of his lyrics, you can see him referencing that they don't play in Arkansas and also to leave his city to be successful. The homicide rate has experienced a higher increase compared to many other cities similar size. There's a 1 in 49 chances of you becoming a victim of violent crime, which includes rape, murder, and assault. There's a 1 in 19 chances of you become a victim of property crime, being motor vehicle theft, and burglary. Just like any other city, you gotta keep your head on a swivel. Memphis, Tennessee. I swear, this past year I've been seeing a lot of activity coming from Memphis, but historically, it's always been in the top 10 as far as dangerous cities. Memphis is famous for its music scene and delicious barbecues, but don't let that distract you from the dangers of this beautiful city. Some of your favorites, such as Moneybagg Yo, Nelly, Choppa, and 3-6 Mafia, are very familiar with the city. In an interview with Rolling Stone, young Dolph describes Memphis as down to earth and very homey-like. Also, at the same time, it has its areas to stay out of, and also him seeing a bunch of murders weekly. R.I.P. to young Dolph. He was shot and killed in Memphis at Makita's Cookie Shop. Chances of being a victim of violent crime is 1 in 40, that being rape, robbery, and murder. Chances of being a victim of property crime is 1 in 18, including burglary and theft. I still gotta come to Memphis and try that barbecue, yo, no cap. Baltimore, Maryland, home of the go-go, or at least popular for it. Baltimore is one of those cities that has stayed in the top 10 in terms of crime. With beautiful attractions such as the Inner Harbor, it has many restaurants, entertainment, and waterfront areas to enjoy and explore. Artists like King Los, Logic, and Wale have had their experiences growing up here in the DMV area. In a Vlad TV interview, King Los describes Baltimore as beautiful ugly. He explains going through so much, which gave him perseverance and tenacity. He also details how his dad was murdered sitting in his car when Los was only 16. There's a 1 in 64 chance of you being a victim of violent crime, that being murder, assault, and rape. You have a 1 in 33 chance of property crime happening to you, which is burglary, vehicle theft, and theft. Detroit, Michigan, nicknamed Motor City or Motown. It is the birthplace of car manufacturers such as Ford, General Motors, and Chrysler. The city has been going through some major developments and investments in the urban areas. The main goal is to attract more businesses, residents, and tourists. Detroit has gave us some artists such as Eminem, Big Sean, and Tee Grizzley. According to Tee Grizzley, Chicago and Detroit are the same in terms of bad. Quote, Chicago and Detroit is all killing. It's all gangs, it's all drugs. It's a little good, but it's a lot of bad. You have a 1 in 43 chance of violent crime happening to you. Murder, rape, and assault. In terms of property crime, you have a 1 in 28 chance of being a victim. You can find me in St. Louis, Missouri. I remember I did a road trip from Minnesota to Texas, and I had to drive through Missouri, and I'm like, let me take a quick detour to see the famous Ark. But on my way there, I changed my mind as I started driving through the neighborhoods and seeing some of the houses and buildings that looked super old and run down. I was also in a nice rental, and the way the goons were looking at me, I'm like, if I park this car, it's a wrap. But this place has so much history, the blues, the classic jazz music, and it has a vibe that I would love to check out on a good day. Artists such as Chingy, Huey, and Nelly have helped put the Midwest on a map. Poverty, lack of economic opportunities helped to increase the homicide rate. Rapper Huey was gunned down in his hometown. Rest in peace. According to Chingy and other sources, St. Louis has a lot of ties to LA, and that's why there's so many rolling 60s and Bloods over there. Chances of violent crime happening to you are 1 in 67. Your chances of being a victim to property crime is 1 in 18. All this data was based on lists and crimes per every 100,000 people by major cities and per 1,000 people for crimes. Every list might be different, but I conducted the average of all of them, and these cities and states fell in order. If your city is on the list, please let me know. I'd love to hear from you because it's always different hearing from someone who lives there or from there. Hit the like button, subscribe. I got more coming.